Hi, I'm Michael Joy. Welcome to another loft reaction video. I'm a loft guy. I love lofts. I've remodeled lofts. I own lofts. I've rented lofts. I'm sitting right now in our loft building. We have 21,000 square feet here, so I've been in small ones and I've seen how beautiful they can be. But most of the people on the internet talking about lofts are either trying to sell you the loft or rent you the loft or decorate the loft. They're not talking to you about the issues of living in the loft. That's what this is. This is not a real estate moment about the value of a neighborhood. So I may say some things that mean something different to someone else if it's all about proximity. But we're moving up the scale here. We're at a $1 million loft. Let's see what we get. $1 million timber loft in West Town at 835 North Wood Street. I don't even know what city that is. Here we go. Okay, you ready? It's $1 million. You got $1 million? All right, let's see what happens if you did. Okay, so this is going to be a cell. Rooftop danger. Okay, right there. In Chicago, they would take these old warehouse buildings and they'd convert them into lofts, but the access points are not designed for concierge behavior. Here you see a bunch of stuff thrown at the stairs that the tenants need to pick up. If you're in a big loft building like this, you really want somebody sitting at a desk downstairs to keep the trouble out, because once somebody comes into a building like this unannounced, they can stay in the building a long time. Even if it has security cameras, you probably don't have access to them. So this is not a great entrance.
High rises, everything in between, but never anything like this. Something with character, with wood beams, exposed brick, large banks of windows, history.
This is a sales guy.
This is a factory sometime, industrial.
Yeah, you're not buying the history. You're buying the walls, the roof, the floor, the windows. The history, it doesn't matter. You're going to make your own history there. So this guy's got a good sales pitch going on. It's a beautiful loft so far. Let's see what's happening.
Crane, machines cranking around, swirling, people running around, people doing things. I would love
Yeah, but you want to relax in your loft.
to live in a building with so much history, with so much open space.
So if the real estate guy is saying he would love to live in a loft and he's not, and he hasn't, what's the catch about that? Why hasn't he? I'm about to tell you why certain people don't live in lofts. Just looking at this picture right here, you have all these beautiful windows, but beautiful windows means you don't have a lot of wall space, or it's going to get gobbled up with something else. You have a TV, your only location for the TV is in between the two windows. That's it. And if this is a rental, you may not be able to mount it on the wall because it's hard to do a brick mount. They don't like the repatch after those. I think this is ownership. And then cable management is also a big deal in lofts because everything is exposed.
We're like probably 12, 13 foot ceilings in here. Yeah, look at that, 12.9 right here.
That's beautiful space emotionally, but you have to be ready to heat this space and cool this space. You've got to have great circulation, and you're going to be spending some coin.
It's going to change as you move throughout here, which is nice because you have definition, little dimension throughout the entire space. Now we opened up right to this kitchen. Concrete countertops, dual sub-zeros, Viking range, serious hood.
So ventilation is one of the biggest deals, ventilation and sound in a big loft. So they're accommodating this. In lesser ventilated areas, you would want to know that it exited the building. This certainly looks like it did. They spent some coin on here. But if you're cooking right there, every sound is right there. If you're trying to do business at home, the sound of somebody farting in the loft is going to be on your phone call. I mean, it travels like crazy. So cooking is noisy, pots and pans is noisy, then you got the TV, then you got the kids running around, and then all of a sudden you live in a bird cage. So you really have to be either not sound sensitive or just very sound aware.
I love the lighting on this hood. It wraps all the way around. And a lot of times when you have these obstructions, they're big because they're truly obstructions, but because of the ceiling height here, you can entertain. Your friends could be hanging out right here while you're doing whatever you're doing on that side, talking, hanging out. Now, when you bring it around.
I'll tell you what, entertaining your friends in a loft is tricky. It's beautiful because it's a big space, but they get loud so fast, and then your friends are yelling at each other, and it's tricky. The other thing is a lot of lofts are built for entertaining, but if you don't have any parking around your building, you spent all this money on this beautiful kitchen, these beautiful dining rooms, and people will come to your parties once or twice, but then they're kind of like saying to themselves, this is a pain in the ass to get there.
I love how this comes up. It adds another layer.
I don't want to live in a restaurant.
In the sink area. So large. I mean, this is probably...
It's like a dishwashing station.
This is at least 36 inches, and I'm guessing
cares?
closer to 40. Cutting board right here, so you can do what you need to, and then just put it away right there.
Very theatrical.
Utilitarian sink.
No,
Clean up.
absolutely not. Those sinks basically end up splashing everywhere. Once you take them off of the stream like that and you get a spray, it's everywhere.
Your mess. Get to all different parts.
You see how he went across the board there? That water's gonna run over. It's like an infinity pool, you know? That water's just gonna run right over the edge. It's good that it's metal.
Of course, there's a disposal. And I don't know about you, but when it's my wife and me, we're cooking, we're not making a huge mess. I don't want to use the dishwasher, which is right here, Mila, of course. But you can do
Mila,
your
of
dishes,
course. No,
put
of
them
course.
here to dry for your daily things. Plus, there's even a drying rack.
The thing is in a house, you would never put a sink facing a wall. You would put the kitchen sink with a view, because this feels like working in the galley of a ship. And although there's windows all the way around, the intense focus is right there. Also, this guy looks like he's about 6 foot tall. So you can see that these counters, which you can never freaking change, are really low. So this is not ergonomic. The counter is low and then he's got to get on a ladder to get to the top. This is a giant disconnection of ergonomics.
Right here to use. And if you didn't notice, this is a TV.
And if his wife is petite, she
now,
can't
when I
reach
see
those
this
spaces.
red, I've seen kitchens of red, and it's the worst, right? But
It is the worst.
This little tasteful splash of red in this kitchen, I think works beautifully because you have...
It's a high gloss surface. Any high gloss surface, no matter what the color is, you're looking at some smudgy situations.
The dark wood here, the concrete there, the light wood there, and then
Concrete
touch over and
stains.
open it up. Now we talked about dual sub-zeros. One on each side. This is the exact same footprint here. Drawers of freezers, and everyone likes the drawers of freezer. You don't need both sides. I'm
thumbs
not a
up.
fan of both sides. I like to have it on the bottom, but majority of the fridge being the fridge itself. As we come through here, I noticed some small features that I really thought were...
Here's what I'm catching, is when the realtor's taking so much time talking about the features but not the space, what are you buying? The features? Are you buying the space? A lot of people are looking to purchase a loft because of the sensation of the expansiveness of the space. Really quick, you should decide if this kitchen is your style or not. If it's not your style, don't frickin' buy this, because doing another kitchen in a loft building is a big deal. You got homeowners associations. I mean, it's not easy. This was done at time of construction.
cool. So one, I'm pretty confident these are electric drawers. Do you hear that? There's
One
a
more
little
thing to
mechanism
fix.
back
What, you
there.
can't
And
open a
look,
drawer?
I can see something that looks electrical pushing this out. Very cool.
I'm gonna go to the bar
Bar,
area.
so maybe coffee, wine.
Okay.
Maybe that's where you're gonna put the things that you're using daily right over there.
So these open shelves look like a cafe, a little diner. And the thing is, in a diner, they're grabbing drinks all the time. In a house, you're just staring at a cluttered mess. If you don't have matching dishes all the time, or you got kids' sippy cups or things like this, you have those fancy cabinets that you paid for, and then you got a bunch of junk stacked up in front of it. Your loft is gonna look like a freaking thrift store in a matter of moments.
But same concept on this side.
I'm gonna say something
And then
positive,
you have,
okay?
you know, one of the
I'm a Debbie
coolest
Downer.
faucets that exists.
His head, look,
This
you can't see the
turns
sink.
and twists
You cannot see
in
what he's
almost
doing.
any direction.
That's
you
why
can
they put
imagine.
that
And
monkey
turns
bar.
on just like that. And then of course you can do that
Oh my
with
God.
a sprayer. And this has the same style sink. So you could put a cutting board here if you wanted to.
Don't.
So a lot of times what this will be is this will be another surface. So this could be used completely, maybe as a buffet or something else
No.
while you're cooking and entertaining. Now here we have our dual zoned wine
You
fridge.
can't pack people into a hallway
What's he
for a
looking
buffet.
Okay, okay. And then in
Do you
here,
see how he couldn't even bend down?
ice maker.
He hit the wall
Ice maker
when he
is such
bent
a
down
nice
to
thing
open
to
it.
have. Then you
It's
have
a
your
narrow
coffee
corridor.
maker on this side.
Glad they use the space, but it's
This is
it's
where
not a big
everything
deal.
is. You pull your water from here, your beans, everything's ready to go. Now, as we were walking through here,
Let's see if it gets
I hit
better.
a button. This all has automatic shades. They're phenomenal. This is all
Nice.
on a control force
That's
system.
a big deal.
Easy to use, easy to dim, easy to work with. But I noticed this. There is a...
Okay, so you see the diamond steel plate around the windows. You would think that aluminum windows are the best ever, but you have to know that they have any steel window or anything has thermal transfer. And in Chicago, you're going to have these, even with insulated windows, that wall's going to take the temperature, then it's going to hit the metal. That metal's going to get cold, and then it's just another thing bringing cold air into your loft, which you're paying a lot to heat.
A blackout shade in the bedroom itself. So if you're
Yeah, you
really
have to have
tired,
that.
you're really doing everything.
The thing is when you're asleep and you got to go pee, now you got to open the shade to get out of your room. These are nuisances, and you've seen people walking into glass doors. You're going to hit that shade really quick. One night when you're not paying attention, yeah.
You can leave that all to itself for those hard Sunday or Saturday mornings.
No.
Now,
It's a storage
it
unit.
goes up.
You see the way the door closed like a locker?
it goes up just
A
as
garage,
easily.
yeah.
And on these,
It doesn't go up fast
such
enough
a cool
for me.
feature. They not only have the
Okay,
shades,
we get it.
but they have the black.
We get it.
As we come through, we have our second bedroom.
Okay.
TV right here, open but concealed.
Look at the access of that bedroom. It has two sides, so you either got to come through I just need to see where it's oriented to a bathroom. In lofts, that's a big deal because you can end up spending a lot of time walking around, and you wouldn't think it's a big deal, but if you have, if you're getting out of the shower at the one end of the room, one end of the loft, you got to walk all the way here, and it adds up, man. These are minutes of your life, turns into hours of your life, turns into a day of your life. Big spaces take a long time to move around in.
For when you're not using it, so it's clean.
Storage
blends
is
in
always good.
To your closet. And then on this side, more storage here, and
It looks like a lot of storage, but it's not enough. It's good for clothes, but you
letting you
need
know
good
that
utility
they didn't
storage,
just
cleaning
buy these at
supplies,
IKEA and bring them
vacuums.
here. These are nice closets built out. So here's another cool feature. Remember, this is the front of the home, this is the back of the home. So if you're in
It's nice to be able to isolate the space between the two, but what happens in these large spaces is you got to create private spaces within them, and so it's kind of like you got to build your own coral reef, so to speak.
entertaining or want to keep the sound down or want to stop people
This is a
from
much
coming
better
to this
loft,
part of your home,
okay.
you can easily do so. Was this right here? So all the
That we
pull-out
just
shelves
saw.
for your pantry. I bet you were wondering, where's the storage? This is a lot of storage.
It's not a lot of storage.
Easy to use. And
Those
they
drawers fill
chose
up with
the
just
same
socks.
grill material that they used above. Thing. Look at all this. Look at all this.
Yeah,
plumbing,
look at all that.
all this very cool.
So this is an issue because if you don't know what you're getting into, the single guy or girl who is not savvy on all these things, you really got to have some guidance. And if you buy the space from somebody who hasn't told you how to operate the space, who's going to help you with it? This looks like a lot of, I don't know, some sort of water system they have here. But it's not nothing. I see the security system. Is this all yours, or is this somehow tied into the entire building? It's a lot of stuff for one unit, in my mind.
Materials, there's a lot going on here. Looks like German engineering at its finest.
No,
And
it's
right
not.
here, stainless steel countertop.
It's like a prison sink.
Notice no cables, no outlets.
Why would you have
outlets as in
You need outlets near a sink because you're running equipment, you know, blender, a toaster, or something like this.
all of this? Wow, there's even a separate air conditioner just for this room, should you need it.
That tells you
Mind-blowing.
you're
Very,
screwed.
very cool. And look at this. This is a concealed door. This was open the whole time we were here.
It's very difficult to get furniture down
No
these
hardware,
corridors.
no trim. Notice that everywhere. Come here. Come here. This has 0 drywall returns. So there are no baseboards. These are called 0 drywall returns.
These are invented by drywallers in order so that they can charge you for more to drywall a space because they're bitchy to do to get clean in this. But the moldings bring a nice sense of history. I think what happens when somebody goes into an industrial loft building, he just got done bragging about, I like the heavy crown molding to bring your eye down and bring your eye up. It's just my personal preference, but this just looks like another office design.
This is as modern as it gets. Clean, elegant, Very hard to do from a drywall perspective. Like getting a contractor that knows how to do these and make it look right is very hard to find. This door that tucks away, barn style door
Pocket
right
doors
here,
are great.
but then that seamless, as one of my contractors calls it, a Harry Potter door right here.
Until the building settles.
This brings us in to our first bath, which is actually our second bath.
I'm a total Debbie Downer.
And
This is pretty.
Look at these floors. So this is concrete.
Okay. The concrete floor was probably poured over. Maybe they have radiant floor heating, which is great in a loft, but you can't really do it with wooden floors easily.
Poured, but they textured it, so it's not boring. You know, it's not too clean.
Let's see what we got.
And then this bath is cool because you have these dual doors here
Okay.
that line up perfectly.
So any shower, the dual doors open up and they occupy the space in the shower. This glass is very clean right here, so it doesn't look so bad. But unless you're cleaning the glass all the time, it's not great. The other deal is you're kind of putting yourself in a casket. You have to open the door, then step over a bathtub, then you have to push the doors open to get out of this. And while you're doing that, the doors occupy the space in the room. That door looks like it's going to hit that towel rack there. So ergonomics matters, and he's not talking about that. They only talk about design, and they leave you hanging.
And this tub is so wide. This is
Yeah.
wider than normal. But you could easily fit 2 people in here without question, maybe a third. And you have the air bubbles, you have the soft bubbles coming
I get the
out.
joke, but
a ton of space
not
to put all your
really.
things here. And this is all Axler Hansgrohe. This is one of the top of the line modern companies when it comes to plumbing fixtures. Ooh, and look at this.
Plumbing fixtures are really expensive, but they all
Oh, yeah.
really do a lot of the same things.
Very
if you get
cool.
hot water, you're happy.
And then shower right here with our 2 3-inch lights.
They don't talk about the drains. Drains are a big deal. If you or your partner has long hair, I mean, drains matter.
Right there. Right through the second bedroom.
Okay.
To get back to this side,
Wood floors,
as we lead
nice,
to
very
the main
pretty.
bedroom, spacious, full of light.
It is.
We are looking at
If you're not light sensitive, it's a great room.
19.6 by 14.2. Keep in mind, your average your average main bedroom in Chicago is 12 by 15, and your second bedroom is 10 by 11. These are enormous by any standards.
Yeah, it is
They
nice.
brought
but
that red tastefully in.
that wall should be a built-in or something. It's just wasted space. You have TVs somewhere else. Why would you put, as far as TVs go, it should have been much bigger if they're going to go with TVs, which that means you're dead inside, but anyway.
These are built in for sure. Bring it right back from the kitchen into here. What a great design element.
No,
Frame
don't get
television,
pulled in by this kind of
closet
talk.
right here. But you're probably, this isn't enough storage.
It's better than a lot of others.
Wait, come on.
Go in with your eyes
Go
open.
straight in.
And, those basin sinks are terrible. They're really hard to wash your hands in. They splash all over. They're terribly messy. I think people know this by now, and they end up changing them, but it's not easy.
Main bath. And wow, we have it all right here.
Okay? It's a
I
dude's
love
place.
these. I don't like the cheap looking ones, right? They don't look, this looks perfect. Looks built in. The back, the front rather, is metal. So when you're looking at it,
Look, man, the guy's talking about a rod in $1 million unit. Who cares about the rod? Don't be distracted. Don't be
you
distracted.
can see it's gonna blend in, but still letting you know that it's there. All these shelves come
It's
out
like
just
a
little
really
bit,
beautiful
too,
person selling you a
letting
piece
you
of
see it, so you have a little definition in the space.
Distracting.
And then one of my favorite features of the home. So you can see these still moving. These are all turning.
That's cool, whatever it is. A vault in the bedroom is the most obvious place for a safe to be. You should put it, there's other places in the kitchen to put it that are less likely to get busted into.
Before I open this door, we have a safe right here, locked drawers right here.
The safe is really just for housekeeping. I mean, someone that breaks in is going to get into a safe probably because there's just drywall behind it. They'll just take the whole thing, put it on a dolly and leave. So it looks cool, but you don't want to, I don't know what to say.
This is some James Bond type thing going on.
No.
And who doesn't want this mirror to check out everything that's happening? I like the space on these
Mirrors
too.
and mirrors
You ever
and
notice
mirrors.
on some
Mirrors
drawers,
help in
there
big
are
spaces.
Some shelves, there are too much.
They didn't, did you notice he talked about little things, but didn't talk about, and he talked about the height of the ceilings, but he didn't talk about your increased utility cost, the light mitigation issues coming into the building, privacy issues at night, shades down. access, parking. Where's the parking talk? I mean, he's selling a unit. Yeah, so this to me was only a partial show and tell, and maybe all those answers exist, but I'm just wary of the sell, especially if people have never bought a loft before. That's why I'm coming in like a bulldozer on this stuff, because I don't see this information